Joe West is now just ejected Mike Schilt, and he was giving Gallegos a look about his hat, I believe. You're going to take that ad to the umpires room. It'll be evaluated. You know, there are supposed to be people that are policing this every day in Major League Baseball. And if there's an oddity or something you see with the spin rate, they'll go back and check the baseballs, and in this case they're going to check the hat, and Mike Schilt is as fired up as we've seen him.
And now he's walking out to talk to Alan Porter at first base. Just had a word with him, now heading to the dugout. So this was moments ago, and he was not happy with Whitson. We saw this coming, and he's pointing to home plate where he thought the bad calls were. So Whitson then throws him out, and Boone gets his money's worth, John.
Well, he gets his money's worth, and we were able to kind of pay attention to this. And there was a lot of conversation about Garrett Cole not getting pitches that Aaron Boone thought he should have been getting compared to Yarborough. And obviously it's been a topic that we've been talking about. It's been noticeable when you watch some of the replays and the pitches that have been off the plate from the lefty that he was getting, and the pitches maybe that Garrett
is in the 8th, and it brings up Jerks and Profar. Strike 3 call. Profar is tossed from this game. His reaction was what got him tossed. Slammed the bat down on the ground. Hunter Wintelstead said, "You're gone."
Yeah, it's truth. But it was really funny. I was listening to our manager Mike Matheny every single Sunday. He goes on with Jim Duquette and Jim Bowden on Sirius on MLB.com for 15 minutes, and every single week they ask him about Bobby Witt Jr.
Uh-oh, somebody got tossed. Yeah. Hey, within Astudillo, you know, he's a really difficult guy to strike out. The only way, you know, he's going to strike out is if he gets a call on him, and I think they're not happy with Jeff Nelson's call third strike on him, so they've been continuing to chew on Jeff Nelson, and he had enough. There it is.
We have not yet been told who has been tossed from that Minnesota dugout.
Well, you know, it's
a 3-2. Oh my goodness! Barnes gets a call on a curveball to send this game into extra innings. Wow! Well, it's the call that sent this game into extra innings. Matt Barnes' curveball that, according to home plate umpire Gabe Morales, picked up the outside corner. Phil Nevin came out of the Yankee dugout immediately to take issue with the call and was ejected. And, you know, Aaron Boone's concern for Phil Nevin is twofold.
And from the dugout.
Yeah.
From the dugout, you can see.
It looks like Bill Miller, the second base umpire and crew chief, has just run somebody else from the. Is it Marcus Thames that just got? I believe he just got thrown out of the game as well. Yankee hitting coach has been ejected. But Marcus isn't going to leave without at least something to say.
I have a hard time with how Bill Miller from all the way behind second base can recognize what Marcus Thames is saying, right? I mean, that's a tough call. When you have everybody screaming and you pick out one guy.
And now Aaron Boone is going to deliver the news. Marcus hadn't left the bench yet. And now the Yankees are doing, I'm Spartacus, I'm Spartacus, I'm Spartacus. Boone says, tell me exactly who has to leave now. Is it Carlos Mendoza that got run? I don't know.
And Mendoza, guys, is the Yankees' second string third base coach.
Yeah, they're running out of depth at third base coach. Marcus Thames can stay. Carlos Mendoza has to.
On the inside corner, Melanson down looking, and McCann is hot. And he's been thrown out of the game. This is the first time we've seen James McCann snap like this since coming to the Mets. Fastball inside that clearly was a bit off the plate. Quinn Walcott punches him out, and now Luis Rojas has been ejected as well.
Boy, Rojas is not only pointing at the home plate umpire, but he's pointing to some umpires on the field too. That's one of the rare pitches that Melanson will throw that cutter inside to a righty to get a big strikeout. I thought it was in. Proper beef for McCann.
Got him. Carlson tosses him. His hands are like, hey, it's automatic. I had to do it. Tingler says, I know that. And then he puts his mask on.
It's always awkward. It's not the umpires who made that call.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well get on the headset and start yelling at somebody instead of the
ready for it, be on time.
Three and two.
Sam Holbrook's a little gung-ho. He did his strikeout call.
Ron, if it's out there again, you better be swinging. If you look at this at bat, that's ball 5.
Well, you know the umpires.
And somebody has been tossed from the Nats dugout. Davey Martinez up on the rail, or that's Kevin Long, pardon me. And maybe Kevin's been tossed. Kevin Long is reading the reactions of his hitter that he knows really well. And he knows.
It's too high. Oh, somebody just got tossed.
The Padres pitching coach, Larry Rothschild, has been thrown out of the game.
Oh, boy.
Anthony Rizzo.
Getting 2 called third strikes and getting Arroyo swinging. And there is strike 3 on Plawecki. Well, Javier, all 4 outs today have been via the strikeout. 1 away here in the 6th.
Did he get him? Slider catches that outside corner. Plawecki might have had a couple of words. Now Alex Cora is going to come out and explain where some of those pitches are. He just drew a line. He may have been the one that got ejected. Now he's coming out to get his money's worth.
Alex Cora may have had a point on a couple of earlier pitches, but that last one looked pretty good. So it might be carryover frustration for some pitches called in the last inning when Bogarts and Renfroe are both called out on strikes. And I believe Cora
One pitch at the beginning of the inning that he wanted a strike on that was in the zone that he didn't get, and it just turned into this whole molehill. He just couldn't get over it.
4 1/3 innings. Call to the bullpen has been made. Brent Suter is coming in, and Brett Anderson with some words to say for Edwin Moscoso. Mentioned as he was coming off, he had some words.
As always, the answer to why didn't the umpire.
Hey, gone. No, says Hunter Wendelstedt. That's ball 4. And Smith aboard to begin things in the 2nd inning.
Oh, we got some chirping going on. Let's take a look first.
Here comes Chase Tingler out of the dugout. And Trip Gibson, very aggressive, will toss him. Wow. Jay said something, and Trip Gibson started walking right towards the dugout, and then Jace came out and he kind of got like in his face. I mean, very aggressive.
Yeah.
It appeared visually to have umpire do that.
Yeah, and once again, you know, we don't know what was said. Whatever what was said really triggered him. Because like you said, Donnie, you described it perfectly. He was off of the mask and making his way over towards the Padres dugout immediately. And we know you can't argue balls and strikes. It was an appeal. You know, he asked the judgment of the third base umpire, Hunter Wendelstedt. There's that high fastball. There's the check.
So Tingler has been ejected today very early in this one, 2nd inning. They'll take it to the clubhouse.
Ejected from the Sox dugout in a 4-1 lead in the 9th inning. Will Little said unbelievable. Lucas Giolito.
Was it Lucas who got the heave-ho?
Let's see. Lucas is barking at Will Little. Tony La Russa comes out of the dugout. Was it Lucas Giolito got thrown out of the ball game?
Well, he has one of those looks on his face like, okay, maybe I'll get thrown out of my first game ever.
Did the good kid just get thrown out of class?
We'll have to see.
Okay. Okay, so Liam Hendriks going to try and finish the deal here, but